So, y'all, I'm on my way to Uniontown, Pennsylvania. This is my first time in Uniontown. Not familiar with the area at all, but that's where I'm headed. I figured while I'm on the way up there, I wanted to deal with this fuckery I saw come across my timeline. And I wanted to break this shit down for my people, the people who are paying attention. As you can see, the headline reads, House Democrats reveal police reform bill to hold officers accountable. And as you can see here, these fucking Democrats and their friends are kneeling with kente cloths on. Now, if you remember, they did the same shit when the Black Panther movie came out. The Democrats put on their kente cloths and was out here faking like they was down for black people. We allowed them to use Black Panther to pander to our people. They're doing the same shit again. I remember talking about this, and of course, I met with Rob. You too serious? It's not that serious. They had those kente cloths the whole time. They've been down, you know, with the people and shit. We don't recognize when we're being pandered to. And since we didn't get on their ass the first time, they doing it again. So these motherfuckers are pandering to us, but it's because we refuse to take a hard stance against this type of fuckery. Too many of us are impressed with this type of fuckery. The militant-minded black man or woman are impressed with this type of shit, and it doesn't amount to anything. But we're not calling them out for it, and therefore they'll continue to do it. That's how it is. So they're doing it again because it worked the first time. You see? And that's our fault. But let's go through this bill. Let's deal with it. Let's deal with the whole thing. It says here, House Democrats reveal new legislation to reform police policies okay, let me start over. House Democrats reveal new legislation to reform police policies and hold officers accountable for any abusive behavior. Now, just with that alone, you like, wait, they just now doing that? Yeah, they just now doing that. That's the same thing we did when remember last year, I think it was late last year, maybe earlier this year, that they actually came out and made lynching some type of hate crime. Remember they did that? And everybody was looking around like, wait, just now? Yeah, just now. Baby, just now dealing with shit that they should have been dealt with. And it looks like they actually doing something when they're really not. And then the Crown Act for discrimination against black people about our hair. Yeah, that came up earlier this year or late last year as well. And it's left black people looking around like, wait, just now? Yeah, just now. So they're finally introducing some type of legislation to hold officers accountable for any abusive behavior. Really? I'll continue. The bill called the Justice Policing Act 2020 is led by the Congressional Black Caucus, who are trash as fuck, but I'll deal with that in a second, and comes in the wake of nationwide protests over the wrongful death of George Floyd at the hands of a Minnesota police officer. Now, the Congressional Black Caucus are trash as fuck. They're bought and paid for the equivalent of the NAACP. They have soft positions on actual issues. Y'all remember what they said about reparations, right? How the fuck do we have people that are anti-reparations, anti even the conversations about reparations, but they're the ones representing our people? And since they have the word black in front of it, then, well, they can fool most black people out here in the whole goddamn nation. And it has been working for them thus far. I don't like the fact that sellout ass black people are representing all of us, because All of us aren't like that. There are too many of us that are like that, sellouts, waiting for the little crumbs and shit like that. But there are militant black people out here as well who have no voice at all in politics. This is why politics is not our arena. Not for the militant black man or woman. It doesn't benefit us because nobody is speaking that hard shit and knocking these fucking crumbs back in their fucking face. Like, you might as well not have did shit then, motherfucker. If you thought this was gonna work, you might as well just kept not doing shit. I'll continue. Says the 136-page bill includes new policies to make it easier to prosecute officers for misconduct in civil court, according to NBC News. Now understand, when we're talking about civil court, this is after after the loss is already taken in on the federal level. After they let these cops off, many families go to the civil courts to receive the settlements and the payouts. The payoffs, really, is what they are. Sign the gag orders. Here's a couple $1 million, couple $100,000. Now go sit your ass down somewhere. That's what's happening in civil court. That should be a spit in the face. Now again, they're trying to make it better or make it easier to convict police departments, which is essentially these state tax dollars paying these payouts for the police department on their behalf. They're doing this on their behalf. We're paying for their murder, right? But they're trying to make it easier for people in civil court. Like, motherfucker, what you mean? They should be getting life on the federal level. But says, if passed, the bill would reform qualified immunity, which means that if a people's constitutional rights are violated by cops, they would be able to recover damages. Again, they're talking about paying people for being wrongfully murdered, paying people for dealing with the unjust acts of our people being murdered in the streets with impunity. That's what they're doing. They're trying to pay you for it. Or make it a little bit easier for you to prosecute on that level. When they're talking about constitutional rights, now are they trying to say that black people have constitutional rights? Are they trying to act like that? Because they're saying peoples, but this is about black people specifically. Understand, y'all, what they do to minimize us, and they're doing this on the watch of the Congressional Black Caucus. The Congressional Black Caucus saw these kente cloths being worn, didn't say any goddamn thing, and now they're seeing a bill come up talking about some damn peoples. We talking about black people. Every time they call themselves doing something, when we're beating the drum, it comes out and it's for everybody. You notice they ain't said nothing about black people specifically, not even using their politically correct term of African American. They're doing none of that. People's constitutional rights. Shit. I'll continue. Says the bill also aims to implement structural reform at the Justice Department and incentivize state attorney generals to conduct pattern and practice investigations of local police departments, according to CBS News. It would also provide grants for states to investigate police-involved deaths. Come on now. They're trying to pay people, or saying they're going to pay people to do their fucking job. These bitches take oaths and shit, don't they? They take oaths. They act like they about the life of protecting the people and upholding the Constitution. What you mean incentivize? Why do you have to do that for people to do what they're supposed to be doing anyway? What the fuck is that shit about? And you gonna give grants to states to investigate police involved? That should be what they do already. Without the grants. Because the people that are paying taxes are being murdered. That should be enough. Period. These motherfuckers think they slick. And this works on black people. This is the sad part. This works. It says the bill will create a national police misconduct registry. Really? They're going to make up basically like they do sex offender lists. And force law enforcement to turn over data on police use of force allegations. They're going to have the police. And what they're not dealing with is the fact that this is a fraternal order of police. These motherfuckers will lie to protect each other. They will forge documents. They will doctor up paperwork. They do whatever. They lie like hell to protect their police, their so-called brothers. Now, the black police officers, they don't get that type of protection. You can ask that motherfucker that the black police officer that same in Minnesota shot that cave hole and didn't get that type of protection. Now, he got 12 years, but they didn't give him that type of protection. It's a little bit different with black police officers, but understand that they're going to have the police the police. I would argue that the FBI is anti-black, the CIA is anti-black, the judge anti-black, the cops themselves anti-black. Everybody is anti-black. You have an entire system that is built on and moves and creates revenue based on locking black people up. Like, come on. Like, that needs to be addressed. You're not going to come out here and just keep talking about, well, I'm going to have them, I'm going to put their name on the registry if they do some wild shit. I'm going to pay lawyers to do their job. Pay states to investigate police-involved deaths, murders, really. Like, come on now. Says the bill was announced Monday by Nancy Pelosi. Who is Nancy Pelosi to black folk? Can somebody tell me? What has this cave hole done that make black people support her so much? She's done nothing. She's never had a hard stance against racism, institutional or otherwise. Now, she came out here and she against Donald Trump, and I know for y'all, that's all a white motherfucker got to do for y'all. Say they don't like Trump, y'all act like they down for black people all of a sudden. This bitch ain't did shit. Nancy Pelosi, Cory Booker? Like, really? Cory Booker now. Cory Booker, who is bought and paid for by Big Farm, didn't do shit for the black people up in New Jersey at all, hasn't done anything for anybody up in New Jersey while he was there, but try to act like he gave a fuck about black people. That's all Cory Booker did the whole time he was up there. That's all he did. Hold on, y'all. I'm going up this big ass motherfucking hill now. Boy, I'm going to tell y'all something. I know this is going to be random, but I swear I hate driving through mountains. It is such trash. There's nothing great about it at all. I want to let y'all know that now. But Cory Booker is bought and paid for by Big Farm. In the pocket. If he can be bought and paid for by Big Farm, who is anti-black, then he's not down for black people. Why is he speaking for black people? And Kamala Harris. Who the fuck let Kamala Harris in the room? Really? This bitch was sitting around locking up black people like it was a motherfucking game, and she even still refuses the system that is at place here. She was AG, wasn't she? Locking up black people. Locking up black people. For sport. Because there's a system in place. It's not just the cops that may not brutalize, may not murder. They may just put cuffs on you. But they're circling your areas more than anybody else's. They're in your areas more than anybody else's. The low-hanging fruit. So they're in your areas more than anybody else's. They may not murder you, but they're going to lock you up, take you up to Kamala Harris, and she going to lock your ass the fuck up. Come on now. And this the people that's speaking for black people? And the Congressional Black Caucus? Really? Black people, we have to stop allowing these motherfuckers to give us crumbs. Give us these fucking crumbs. We take it and get full off of it. If we allow them to continue to get away with this, they're not going to stop. They're going to put their little kente cloths on every so often, come out here and play games with a bill that has nothing to do with the system that is in place that allows these cops to get off. They're not talking about the judges that allow this shit. We've seen them where they have had cases where they have manipulated a jury pool. They do all types of shit. And the cops get off and they're treated like they're above citizens. Let's say I'm fighting for my motherfucking life. Cop being foul. Can I bang that motherfucker up like he's a regular citizen? Because he is a regular citizen, but they don't treat him like that. That's why when you murder a cop, that's a whole different type of crime. That's a whole different situation. Why? Because they took a class, put on a badge. Their lives are more valuable and cost more than ours do, clearly. Because if I shoot and kill one of them, I'm getting put under the motherfucking prison. And if I make it, hell, let's just be real. If I even make it that far, I'm getting put underneath the motherfucking prison. But if they shoot and kill me, they get paid administrative leave and get sent across to another state to work at another police department at best. What's that about? That ain't being dealt with. Y'all see? These are the games that these motherfuckers play. And if we allow them to keep playing these games, if we allow ourselves to be appeased by this, because there aren't enough militant black people and there aren't enough black people that can see through the smoke and mirrors, see through the bullshit. And that's why I think this little shit gonna work on everybody. They're confident it's gonna work on everybody. It's bigger than the police. And we have to make sure that these motherfuckers know that we understand that and we know that. So stop coming out here talking about having the police. They've been doing that. They're gonna lie like they've been doing. Feds ain't gonna do shit. They're anti-black. CIA ain't gonna do shit. They're anti-black. The entire government is anti-black. Let's talk about that. Let's put that on the forefront. But I will tell y'all something. When I saw that shit, I laughed a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I laughed for two reasons. One, the fact that they believe this type of shit works on black people. And two, for the fact that this type of shit does work on black people. I laugh for both. Like, man, these motherfuckers, man. Like, they really think we dumb. And then we prove it to them every fucking time. Because we not focused. And the reason I had to laugh is the motherfuckers keep acting like the militant black people are too extreme. If you're not going to be extreme, as you call it, which I don't think is extreme, is fairly normal, and just paying attention, they're going to keep feeding you fucking crumbs. They're going to continue to do that. If y'all don't become what y'all call extreme. But y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Comment if you feel me to comment, because I know I've seen a lot of people calling this shit like, what the fuck is this shit? Kente cloth? A lot of people are calling out the picture, but they're not calling out the actual bill itself. Read some of that shit that's in that bill. It's some trash. And the Congressional Black Caucus, we should turn our backs on these motherfuckers. Not only do they watch these motherfuckers put these kente cloths on, like, yeah, let's go do that. They'll fall for that. But they sitting around letting Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and Nancy Pelosi be in the goddamn room. And they're not even being specific as to who the fuck they're talking to and about. Peoples. They're using words like that. Constitutional rights. Do black people have constitutional rights for real? Can we deal with that? And can we get on the topic of reparations? God damn it. But that's all the fuck I wanted to say, y'all. Y'all hit that notification bell. Like it, share my shit. Links to follow me on social media in the description box. Black first, second, and third. And we not falling for this bullshit. We not. This is fucking disgusting that they even would present some shit like this. But these protests got these motherfuckers feeling like they gotta present something. And that's real. Pay attention to the fact that this didn't happen because of no damn vote. Like they keep telling y'all, didn't happen because of no damn vote. This is pressure put on them by the protest. So they're feeling like they have to do something. So keep that pressure up. We're going to all keep our goddamn both feet on their motherfucking neck. That's what we should be. That's the type of people we should be. Remember that shit. And let's keep watching how this thing unfolds. And how many more games they're going to try to play with us before it's all said and done. Shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. I'm out.